Hello to you, Mr. Miss. You know, since I've started to dive into what YouTube offers, the channels it contains, social events and trends, it's all just come down to sudden sparkles of popularity that have made something rise, like foam in my clean little dishwasher. I used to watch YouTube casually to make time go down this Sony drain and don't even bother looking down the pipe. I'm sure this has happened to everyone at some point, and soon enough, day after day, it became a routine, a habit, something nice to rely on when I couldn't keep my thoughts off my mind. And personally, when I spend a long period of time building up a habit, I like having it organized so it feels better to perform in its space. This is how I passed from being a 9-year-old child who would watch YouTube to laugh, to watching YouTube to find something to fill me, like the water that pours down the faucet into my breakfast dirty glass of what was previously milk and cereals. And what I try to mean with this whole shenanigan is that when someone builds up a habit on watching YouTube, they suddenly understand what they like and what they are looking for. And if they don't feel like something fills them, they will subconsciously look for a replacement. Such thing the type of channels I'm going to talk about today. I may or may have not reflected a bit, but that's part of the thought process, isn't it? And you'll be asking,
Oh, Jen, which types of channels? Do you mean the type of channel, the content they make? Oh, well, you are
absolutely wrong, my dear viewer. It all comes down to channels that have, in an instant, grown without even knocking on the creator's door. A whole ass channel view in popularity, so to speak. And I have some interesting examples to talk about today. In fact, separating them into two types. Channels which already had a big count in numbers and then just went kaboom for what they offered. And channels which were apparently so small and so recent, you would have never guessed they would get to the point they are in right now. I'm gonna be introducing this topic with the current channel with the biggest sub count yet. You've guessed it? Yeah, it's MrBeast. I personally don't have any beef when it comes to big channels. In fact, I do reckon to have watched the MrBeast at some point. I even watched the Beast games from Prime Video. They were great. And that's cause he posts from very big numbers. In this case, I am very thoughtfully believing that money was the final snowball to his great current success. And I've watched some documentaries about him. He started out pretty small, but he was dedicated. He wanted to be different, and he was original as ever. Like, cutting a whole ass table with plastic knives. What? Who thinks of that? And he didn't stop there. He grew with sheer originality. He played big, according to what I have been informed with. The first video in which he donated money, it was like 10k, bro. $10,000. And it didn't only make him and the homeless man happy, but it made him grow even bigger than he already was. At that point, he had a 1 million sub count. And if this, without considering the counting to 100k bit, which caused him to reach the 1 million, is considered a milestone to the absolute skyrocketing, it means that he already was big when he was cruising over the moon. Don't get me wrong, 1 million subs is a damn lot to small YouTubers, and not that much to bigger ones, but after all, he did have a literal community of 1 million people who liked him, and I'd say around 300k people who would watch him regularly. Isn't that big enough to cause an impression? But then you'll say he's a channel like any other big channel, like T-Series, PewDiePie. Even the OG of the OGs, which, for example, T-Series is considered, has fallen behind him, and its sub count had its peak too soon, and not that exponential to result like a boomy boom boom. So that's one. MrBeast being such a crazy fella that it ended up getting him insane levels of attention. Now let's talk about a very recent yet torturing in mind big YouTuber who started one of the biggest trends known to the internet, DaFuqBoom. For those who live under a rock, sorry, DaFuqBoom is the creator of the Skibidi Toilet series, which exploded in early 2023, and to this day is still earning quite a lot of views. Secret to success? Taking advantage of internet's meta tools, memes, and popularity. He's just that smart, and it's that simple. There's no secret. You might not know, but it is true that what the legends tell. YouTube Shorts is responsible for the most amount of views in small video or short applications on and website. TikTok has around 1 billion monthly active users, while YouTube Shorts has over 2 billion. It's a billion difference. Then if you consider this and you make content and you make something a meme in a YouTube short, well, it's gonna be big. If you use a recent trend to link it with your content, oh, it's gotta be bigger. And finally, If you make it something that makes you crave for more, turning it into a series and extending the episodes more and more until it makes shadow on even the most view earning videos, well, it becomes bigger than Jupiter. And how can you ignore a Jupiter-sized toilet with a head inside, which is just staring at you with jumbo land eyes while saying skibidi toilet? And in this case, DaFuqBoom isn't the big subscriber, like this big subscriber channel. Yeah, it has grown like crazy, but it has gotten more views than even MrBeast in some videos. Like the amount of views on those videos are just insane. As MadBat says in his film theory,
Hey Matt, I miss you.
DaFuqBoom is getting somewhere between 3 and 4 billion views a month with a B. Those are numbers that are so big they'd make MrBeast blush. The channel had about 1.25 million subscribers when it posted the first Skibidi Toilet video back in February. Now, just 5 months later, it's already past 20 million.
it is in fact the fastest growing channel to ever been created. Perhaps DaFuqBoom isn't getting as much views than before, but he cemented a path that the internet couldn't have seen with better thought in mind. And now that we are finished with these two big bongs, I'm heading for the much smaller YouTubers. A pair of them which have appeared in my feed with no reason whatsoever, and I have lived through with both the explosive rise in which they have gotten into. Two YouTubers that in such a small amount of time have gotten such an unreal recognition. Maybe not big enough to most people to know about them. In fact, neither of them have even gotten to 100k yet, but they have received an opportunity that I wouldn't have been able to nearly comprehend, at least not until I started making out the idea of this video. And the first channel I stumbled into was DarkRaven, which is now on a very much surprising 44k subs. She's a Hispanic American YouTuber, she talks Spanish, and he just does journal type of videos, like kind of joke ones. She does some joke videos, but this isn't the point. She appeared on my feed one day. I was curious because it wasn't very fancy, the whole title and all, but then I saw the views, and this is when I yap about a psychological concept which is very, very present in the internet. With her, I'm gonna simply start out saying that possibly if she'd have just a couple of views in that video, making sense with how her first bit was posted 5 months ago, not much people would click it. But it's a fucking snowball, and if it has 100k views instead, then let me tell you, you're much likely going to click on it, because if many people watch it, then it may be surely good, right? And you'll say,
44k is not that much of a deal in 5 months.
motherfucker, MrBeast took 4 years to reach 1k, alright? And even if YouTube was different before, that isn't the point. The point is that I was there around 4 months ago, seeing how she went from 1k or so to 20k in just a month. Wow. And that's without counting that the quality of her videos isn't exactly the best. And hey, I'm subscribed, so I'm not saying that to mess with her. Now, I have another part of this psychological concept to reveal, and that is the community and its sense of identity. I'll briefly explain here. And it's most present in her channel than in the next one. I guess because next one is crazier of an example than this one. Not in the case that I'm talking about right now, but you'll see. She made a Discord server like any other new YouTuber does when they feel like people admire them, or like any other YouTuber does when he sees that there's a community being built up. And she's active and she fucks around with members, which means that she feels comfortable, and the server is also quite large for the amount of subs, around 500 cigarettes. And the deal with this is that even when it is not as many people as you could think of, they are really active. Like, that server is rumbling about day and night. And that means that its community is already strong, because the sense of community comes from wanting each other close, because they all have got a common interest. And that's a YouTuber. In fact, I'd say that if every person in Earth, at least being 14 years old, is shown to the world, they each would have its own community of at least 10k people. Everyone is interesting in their own way. And that's what makes small channels so special and so appealing when they surpass those 10k I just mentioned. From the point in which you click that subscribe button,
Which you should do with my channel as well.
and join the server and comment on their videos, it just does it. You're one of them and you feel good for being one of them. It is meant to feel good in a world where everyone feels so alone. So that's that. YouTube with such an already fleshed out community for its low subscribe count, although big enough for how new it is. Now finally, I think it has come to a point where the expectations for this last mention are high, and oh, they should be. As this was a way more recent one than the rest, I've committed more of myself to investigate, and let me tell you, it was a very productive experiment. Fabimations is a channel that started its videos 13 days ago, and it has only posted 2 of them for now. 2 videos. You wanna know how many subs does she have with 2 videos and 30 days of channel birth? 33.7k in 13 days! How do I even continue talking? What else can I add? 33.7k subs? It's an animation channel, very nice. And she uses Flip a Clip. The thing is, 2 videos and 33.7k! I think what I need to do is pull from logic and psychology here. If not, I'm just gonna be fucked up. Like, hear me out, her person, her on itself. She does feel a lot like the vibes the internet gives in this generation, and that's something that adds to the viewer's experience. They are comfortable, they feel in their space. You know, not many people do presentation videos on their channel, neither do they make the whole first video a presentation on itself, and I think she's done it on intuition, but the result was pretty damn effective. When you see such a title, such a recent date of upload, and the shortness of it all, it is kind of the perfect recipe to say,
Hey, I should check that thing. See you. And it feels right to click on it. Like,
as mentioned previously, this is what I see as a call for unity.
wow, so many people have clicked on the video before. I should do it as well. Wowzies! So many comments and likes. I want to be part of this.
It's just that exact feeling, and I'm never gonna say that she doesn't deserve it. Everyone deserves an opportunity, and she has received one. And let me tell you, she's very aware of it. For making this video, I've been kind of a stalker in her channel. I've been checking for what she has been posting, and I've also been peeking into her IG account. It is funny to see her reaction. Truly delightful. It's being a new channel and seeing all of this support and new subscribers. It must feel good, right? At first, I can call that she was nervous, excited. She posted some stuff to double check for her community. She wanted to see how real it was and also express her gratitude. And it was just a shock in her head that made her take a small break. You do notice that she's still working. She realizes that the other animators have noticed her and can't get out of the cycle, updating the sub count on her IG's account description almost every day. For the moment, or at least while I'm recording this, it seems that she's chilling and taking her time for the next Q&A. Very good choice. She hasn't even updated her sub count in Instagram from like 4 days now? I don't remember. 4 days, yeah. So, something like that. If I were to guess, I really think that this Q&A video is gonna get her a ton more views. Q&As are also a big pull for people who want to get into a community. How do I explain it? We humans hate being alone. I already said it before. We think we're gonna be able to interact with the YouTuber. We have that hope to be with someone that has gotten such a success, but most of the time she doesn't even do it. This is like any other community at the end of the day, and every channel feels alright, and someone doesn't really feel like the content of a channel is feeling that emptiness until they realize they are not alone, and there are hundreds of other people who enjoy the same as you. This is warm, it's lighthearted, it's what makes the internet a better place. Oh yeah, and postscript, I've been seeing on YouTube recently a lot of presentation videos from animated channels, so yeah, that's the thing. You get recommendations for that, and for some reason I'm clicking on them, and it's pretty satisfactory at the same time. So yeah, my theory is definitely confirmed. Okay, bye.